You will all be doing the same thing that you're doing here next year, the year after. The only thing that's going to change that is the elements, and they will.
These formations of the high north are the mythic and sacred lands of the Sami people. I feel strangely at home in this spiritual land. This must be a very hard place to live. In fact, all of Norway must have been a tough place to live throughout the centuries. That must explain why they want to resume their ancient livelihood of whaling. I wonder if they realize the anger directed toward them from the whole world. I'd like to see one of these whaling centers and meet the people who are making their living at whaling. At least if Eric will take me there. For all I know, Eric might be out there whaling himself. You think you'd be a good whale killer, Eric?
I'm not a very good killer at all. I'm not a cow, or sheep, or chicken killer either, but I'm a good eater. Mm-hmm. I think that you should meet some of the people who are really dependent on this, who make a living out of it. And don't call them killers, call them hunters, otherwise I might throw in the sea. Björn Hugo.
How are you? Good to meet you.
What is yours?
28 years old.
Will I get hired? Får jag hyra till den här pappesken?
I'll think about it.
Ja, tack.
Do you need a tool like this for your business?
Yes, I do. To keep our boat, we need the whaling.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure. Because the last year we were whaling for real. It was about 70% of our yearly income.
70%?
70%.
Huh? Wow.
So I don't know what you earn, but let me take 70% of it.
No thanks.
Well, what do you think of the place?
Well, Eric, I half expected a much bigger industry than this. These are nice people and all that, but my instincts made me question the killing of whales for any reason. Don't they feel the pressure from the outside?
Oh, they do, you know, but they think it's unfair, and they get more stubborn, you know. These people are not used to bending their knees easily.
You know, when your husband is called a barbarian, and your children thereby also is called children of a barbarian, you react to that. I feel that they have a look upon life that has nothing to do with my life, the life that we are living here, you know. We have to get from the nature what the nature can give us.
Do you feel that the communities here are very strongly threatened now?
We have been here for 10,000 years, you know, but yes, I feel that the communities are in a way threatened. But I think if we relate to the nature as we have been doing for the 10,000 years, I think we are going to stay, because the people really want to stay. And the people here, having to relate on the nature, have become so stubborn, you know, that they... No, I feel we are going to stay here, yes.
I keep hearing the word emotional about resistance to whaling. What do you think about that?
I have the deepest respect for human emotions. You may accuse me now for trying to evade the whaling issue, but you could wish that the same kind of international thunder would rise, say in connection with Guatemala, with Rigoberta's people, and the human animal suffering in so many parts of the world.
I agree. We human animals certainly need protection.
Does that include us? We belong to the privileged few, you and I.
Well, you know, it is the privileged people that have the responsibility, because we carry the curse. How does it feel to be called a murderer and a barbarian by the international community?
It's not a very good feeling when you know that you're not worse than anybody else who takes an animal life. If a butcher were, every butcher in the world were called a barbarian.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to understand why we should be so much worse than any other guy who takes a life.
Yeah. Is it hard on your family?
Yeah, you can feel it.
Yeah.
Because now it's everything is very insecure.
Yeah.
You don't know how things will develop.
What do you think about the environmental movement? What do you think the younger people feel about that in your profession?
Up here, the feelings about the environmental movement is very bad because we are the victims. It looks like we are the victims. But of course, nobody is so dependent of the environment as we are. So we should be the people who are most concerned about environmentalism. But this thing now it's got nothing to do with the environment. If there's enough whale, why can't we shoot it?
Mm-hmm.
But the big problem is when the sea is so polluted that the whales die of pollution. Then what?
Yeah.
Then we are in the losers again. I think the environmental movement does the wrong thing because they get us as enemies instead of we should be their partners, really.
Yeah. Do you climb up on top there sometimes?
Yeah, when you're whaling, you do it all the time. Do you want to come up with me?
Sure, I'll try it.
Well, Bob, I could get you a harpoon for this ancient whaling gun, but if you want to hit the Norwegian government for whaling, you got to aim more to the port. They're over here on that side.
Why are you so defensive of your tribe, Eric?
Defensive? Well, I might be. I think that we have been a whaling nation and hunting nation for so long that we might be defensive inside when the world attacks us, you know.
Yeah.
And, well, we hunted things in the sea when you hunted buffalo, so it's something we might be defensive, yes.
Well, isn't there anybody here that has an opinion besides the official government opinion?
Yes, I think so.
The whale is a symbol for the living seas and means a lot for millions of people all around the world. And you have also a domino effect. If a little rich Norway start whaling, probably Russia and Japan will follow. And then again, countries in the third world that really need meat resources. Why don't we leave these areas as a gift and as a last piece of decency for the coming generations, the generations that are following us? Leave these magnificent areas with its wildlife untouched.
It's strange to think that this old gun here, whaling harpoon gun, was invented towards the end of the 1800s by Sven Foyn, and we were taught in school this was a great Norwegian invention. This was revolutionized whaling. It built up an economy, and we were very proud of it. It evoked emotions. Probably still does. Yeah.
Yes, among the propaganda from Norwegian authorities, we always find the word emotions. They say the rest of the world have feelings about the whaling. That's why they want to stop it. But some people have emotions for living animals, and some people have emotions for corpses and dead animals.
Wrapped in plastic.
Yes.
Mm.
And among the other things coming as propaganda from the Norwegian authorities is that we need to kill these whales of ecological reasons. If we don't kill them, they eat up the fish. Now we know that the seabirds in the Barents Sea eat about half of what the whales eat.